Hey, Labella. Hey, Boofy. Hey, Vern. Annika. Mmt. Mb. I wanted to apologize for blocking Steven before before I could hear his side of the story. So I unblocked him. Steven! I can't help it. I'm very curious. I want to hear what he has to say. I have this whole theory. I think Steven is very literal. I forgive you for the hermit crab situation. If this gets sexual, I'm out. It's not going to get sexual. Where's Steven? Steven, wake up. Wake up. I didn't follow him though. I just unblocked him. At least I think I unblocked him. Oh, hell, what if I didn't unblock him? No, I think I did because you had to use his name in your title. No, I don't like to do that. I don't like to put I don't like to put names in the title, unless I'm fucking with people. He just scoped like 5 minutes ago though, but I just have this feeling, you guys, he's very literal. I do not think that Steven lied. I know that's giving him a lot of credit, but I think a lot of stuff with Steven is black and white. I think that he was told what he was told. Maybe start over and make sure. That's not a bad idea. Hey, Wander. I just thought he'd come in. I was going to make caramels, but it's too late. I'm starting to get tired and my head's starting to hurt me again. Hey, Wander. I'm scoping with your name in my title tomorrow. Sorry, hermit crabs matter. I know. Thanks for hanging out today. No, that was good. Most autistic people will not lie. I'm not really convinced that he's autistic. I mean, he might be on the spectrum. Maybe he's Asperger's or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to assume, but I don't think that he would lie. I think he told the truth. Hey, I haven't been on a few days. Where's Churchy? Sort of up. She's around. She was in my scope earlier. He's not been the same since the squirrel attack. The squirrel attack was the funniest thing ever. Lie about what? Um, Lie about Heather telling him that Lulu is a sex addict and that all this crap with Lulu was her fault. And I blocked him before I invited Steven. Maybe he's listening. Oh, wouldn't that be great? I blocked him before Heather got up on the beam and said that Steven lied. Because he came in hot on the beam going, "You have a problem with Heather? Hey, that's my friend. Heather is my friend." And he just came in all hot and I thought, "Okay, here we go." And I took him off the beam and I blocked him and then Heather came on the beam and she basically said that Steven lied and that she never told Steven that Lulu was a sex addict or had an issue with that and that she never told Steven that it was Lulu's fault. Churchy is live saying she's afraid of getting doxxed. Doxxed? In what way? Everybody knows her name. You mean in terms of where she is? Heather is in a lot of business. In fact, that is a fact that Heather is in a lot of business. Conger, he did something. Ugh, Conger, don't get me started. Dude, Conger is so fucking creepy and he goes way over that line. And yet people still like, "Oh yeah, he's changed. Here, Conger, come up in my beam. I can tell that you've changed. You're a good guy." No, I don't think so. I did. Oh God, I'm fucking tired. I know he does. It's ridiculous. I don't. Why would anybody give Conger a second chance? She's getting the pity train together since she has to leave the hotel tomorrow. Is that it? See, I'm even behind on the churchy drama. What account is she using? Did she block me? Steven's not gonna come in. Maybe he's on Snapchat calling Heather for advice right now. I don't know. My gut tells me Steven wasn't lying. My gut tells me that Steven repeats exactly what he hears. Literally, he's told something and he repeats it, and, yeah, I think that's what happened. She's cleaning the van on Thursday, we're making progress. Next Thursday? Hey, Crafty. She's cleaning the van a week from Thursday. I mean, a week from yesterday. I forgive you. Thank you, Crafty. I appreciate you forgiving me. I didn't know what I would do if you didn't. Crafty, I'm making some more red velvet Madeline cookies. Would you like me to send you some? I have to make some because I have there's a final raffle winner that I need to send a package to. Is actually somebody won and then she gifted it to somebody, but not you. Sorry. I don't know what you did, but I still stand by that. Red velvet, my favorite. What the fuck? You don't send me cookies. I only sent cookies to the raffle winners, and there's one more raffle. She wasn't a winner, but somebody who won gifted their winning to somebody, and then basically, I think you guys knew Kim won. Vintage Kim won, and she wanted Cassandra, the gal that we did the fundraiser for. She wanted Cassandra to have the candy for her and her kids. But because which I won't go into, but and also not to mention the fact she's in a wheelchair with 3 kids under the age of 6. Could you imagine them being bouncing off the walls from candy? So she gifted her raffle prize to someone else, which means I need to make red velvet Madeline cookies again because obviously the ones from last weekend are gone and I need to put those in the box. I live close by and get no cookies either, but whatever. I don't even know where you are, Waxter. Yes, I want one, but don't tease me. All right, well, I might surprise you, Crafty. You never know. But if do surprise you with cookies, don't tell anybody because then I'm going to have a whole bunch of enemies like Jackie Smith and Waxter and all these people going, "Hey, you sent something to Crafty P, but you didn't send anything to me." Um, and then they'll put me on a guilt trip, then I'll never wanna do something nice and send something out of the blue for anybody again. Can you surprise me with balls? I know, aren't those things the coolest? Aren't they the coolest? Oh, Steven. Steven, where are you? I had a Black Forest cupcake with a brandy shot sunk into it last night. Was that at a party, Boofy? Listen, I got a plug on red velvet cookies. They're paying $20 a gram. What's up with it? Are they edible cookies? I got some balls. Um, Boofy, was that at a party? Or you didn't buy them, right? I won't. I won't even tell you. I will say I never received them, so you feel bad and send more. Mindy Dessert Food Truck. So here's the thing I don't get about that, Boofy. So those were all the rage in my little baking group. People were putting those little plastic, they wanted to put those little shots in the cupcakes, but I thought to myself, well, how can you sell those? Because you're selling alcohol. And you have to have a license to sell alcohol. Like it started I started freaking out going, how can these people what if they sell 12 cupcakes with 12 shots and somebody takes all 12 shots? They're not even licensed to be selling alcohol. Like what if you sell somebody those cupcakes and they put them out at a party and an underage person takes a shot? Like all of the liability stuff just started like running through my mind and I was like, "Oh hell no. Can't deal with that." Well, I guess Steven's asleep. Steven, are you asleep? I think Steven's asleep. I'm not going to get my answer tonight. Don't tell anyone, rule follower. I know. It's still the whole alcohol thing. No, it's just too much. It has that much alcohol content. Well, if it's one shot, I mean, I think it was too small to be a liability. People were only buying one or two at a time. Okay. Yeah, I thought about that. They're super cute. I love the idea of them, but the liability thing always comes into my mind. I'd go steal all the caramels from my house if I lived that close. I have the caramels hidden. I have to hide them, otherwise my family will eat them. One shot is like mouthwash for me. The vial was tiny but great flavor. Hmm. I knew a group of worms who were in a feet piece like cult who ate Raid laced jello shots all dead. Dang it. I want to know who Churchy's Roach is because their comments are hysterical. I'm not that motivated. You have to really talk me into a 20-minute drive. What worms? It's Churchy's Roach. Churchy's Roach is hilarious. Hilarious. Anyway, so that's my thing. But I was gonna go ahead. It's not really fair for me to it's probably spree. That's what I said, but it's not. You know what? They said, I'm not that gap tooth bitch. I'm definitely not that gap tooth bitch, is what they said when I confronted them with it. See? They get very defensive if you say they're churchy. Or I mean if you say they're spree. That's exactly it. Spree is not funny like that. She's just not. I mean, Churchy's Roach is very quick-witted. Funny looking, maybe. No, she's not that. I'm sorry, but she's not that funny. She can't come up with those types of quick-witted jokes. She just can't. Anyway, what I wanted to say was I'm feeling a little bit guilty about what I said about MAGA Heather, but they maybe just play like that too. Well, that's true. Um, but let me just say this. Here's my feelings on MAGA Heather. I've had a weird feeling about her. But that doesn't mean anything at all. The fact that I have a weird feeling about her. But the facts are that she is like behind the scenes, like she is involved in a lot of shit. And I think that that in itself is weird. Um, and it's suspect and it's unusual. And when I go back and think about the whole thing with Tim Cole and how that was sold, as him being naked in a restaurant and how everybody ran with that. Everybody ran with that, thinking this man was naked in a public restroom. I'm sure she's very nice, but she's too involved with a lot of people. Yeah. Well, yes, I agree. Her involvement with Stephen alone is odd. Oh, hello, Trunk Barbie. It's so nice to see you. I stopped paying attention to her when she called the coroner to confirm Tina. Yeah, so I didn't know about that, and that really bothers me too. What's wrong with Tim Cole? She basically said that Tim Cole was dancing naked in a public restroom. And so people took that at a restaurant. People took that, and some people said he was naked in a public restaurant or in a restaurant. And some people said, well, he was naked in a public restroom. And when I actually went back and watched his scope, he was in a public restroom, one of the ones that you close the door and lock it. Yes, exactly. He was in a one stall lockable bathroom. No, she was serious. She was serious. So that's my thing, like, and I know we don't always get everything right. I get it because I get things wrong too, and then I apologize but I don't think I'm wrong about her. I hate to say that, but I don't think I'm wrong about her. And especially now that Crafty just told me she called the coroner's office, anybody that was making those phone calls and getting all involved in that Tina stuff, that's some fucked up shit. I paused live PD for you. Well, that's so nice of you, Drunk Barbie. I've missed you. Like, I feel like we're growing apart. I'll be honest. I feel like we're growing apart. What's going on with that? People are missing your witty comments. I think she has extreme boundary issues. I think so too. Last night she said Josh was begging Wings for $2,000 and getting evicted. Yeah, that's just kind of disturbing. Live PD has come between us, obviously. Well, she might love you, Crafty P, like I love you, but she doesn't love you more than she loves me. And I mean that. Drunk Barbie loves me more than anybody on the app. Isn't that right, Drunk Barbie? She's not answering. She's typing. Oh my god, the suspense is killing me. Okay, so that's the other thing. Apparently Heather looked into Josh's business. So she's looked up his business and looked into all this stuff. That's weird, you guys. Don't you think that's a little bit overboard? Okay, there. See, true. She loves me more than you, Crafty. Don't you think that's kind of weird, y'all? Okay, so there. Now, I'm not going to apologize anymore for my thoughts on on MAGA Heather. She's a busybody. She is too involved in too much stuff. She shouldn't be calling the coroner. She should not be looking up people's businesses and trying to verify this stuff. This is Heather looked up his business but reported the wrong information. Yeah, that's messed up. So I stand by what I said about her. I'm not apologizing. I think there's something. No, just no. Nope. She's only been here maybe a year. I'm not going against my gut at all. I already know. I've known for a while. Steven needs to stop contact with her. Well, I'm not saying she's bad for Steven, but I think mutually it's bad for both of them. What if he becomes attached to her? I mean, he's already was about to fight me because I mentioned her. "Oh, you got a problem with Heather? You got a problem with Mega Heather? She's my friend. Let's talk about it right now." Why would people do? Yeah, I don't get that. This whole looking up people's businesses and all this stuff and you know, yeah, it's kind of messed up. How do you change the color? How did my color change on my thing? Steven is too busy stalking Keen because Keen said he was going to meet up with Fly Girl tonight. So Super BK talks to Wings and Keen behind the scenes. Cute. Oh, so Wings and Keen behind the scenes, and they must have replaced. So where do you think she gets all this info if she's so new? Um, I don't know. Good question, Kelly. I don't know. Stephen fired Dr. Bud as his gatekeeper and hired Mega Heather. Well, Mega Heather's always been friends. She's been friends with him for as long as I can remember. Where did Wings come from? I don't know. Super BK is Keen's personal assistant. Keen hates Wings. That's true. Um, Super BK was also Yeti's personal assistant as well. She Googled and goes with the first thing she finds. Enough people spill tea to her, probably. I don't know, Wheels. I'm not sure if people are spilling tea to her or she's the one looking up all the information. But she knows a lot of old backstories. She's not been here long at all. Heather has not been here long to know all these backstories. People with lots of free time and access to the internet can find out anything. That's true. Wings has been around forever. Super Yeti likes getting teabagged, obviously. Obviously. She's in everyone's DMs and gets details from the OGs. Well, Heather has been here. Yeah, she's been here about a year. That's it. About a year. I don't know if she gets all the details from the OGs, but I don't know that she's getting all the right details, is the problem. That is actually true. Chief Koala. Craft P, he gave it to Keen, and Keen showed it in his scope, I guess. That's a short time to be so involved. Yep, it's fact, but then she gets the details wrong. I'm glad it's all coming out about her finally. Yeah, it started with that, at least I think it started before the Tim Cole thing, but that was when it really hit me. And then it's been getting worse. Do people on here that try to destroy people's lives on Periscope, do they do this in real life too? I don't know. I don't understand that. Like I don't understand why anybody would want to oh my god, Churchy blocked. Wait a minute, hold on. Churchy blocked Jeff. Did Churchy seriously block Jeff? Didn't Stormy say that Churchy was like his favorite scoper to watch? That's fucking hysterical. Churchy hasn't even blocked me, and she blocked Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. Oh my god, that's so great. She blocked me after I asked her if she was blowing her nose into the tacky curtains. Well, I would have blocked you too. What if who cares if she was blowing her nose in the tacky curtains? I talk shit about her and she still likes me. I talk shit about her two wheels and she still loves me. See, she does have some taste because she blocked Jeff. I don't even know you guys, I don't even know who Josh is. I don't know who Josh is. Nobody should be, I mean, I go over this all the time. Nobody should be fucking making phone calls. Nobody should be calling SSI. Nobody should be calling coroner's office verifying deaths of people. Nobody should be looking people's businesses up on here. Nobody should be calling people's employers. Nobody should be calling CPS unless there's actually a child in danger. Nobody should be calling adult protection services unless there's elderly person in danger. Nobody should be doing any of this stuff off the app. And why they think it is okay is beyond me. I don't understand. Like, as much as I cannot stand Parasoc and I hate the things that he's done, I would never, ever take it off the app. I would never fuck with his job. I would never make phone calls. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. No calls to exterminators or Asian candy companies who want to dip me in chocolate. Heather does it for her country. Crafty. She's making America great again, one phone call at a time, right, Crafty? She also called the police on Brian. What? Wait, Brian Peterson? She called the police on Brian Peterson? Wait, are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, she's out of control. I'm sorry. That's all I needed. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so glad that I scoped about her because now I know even more about her. See, I'm not that involved in scope. I just had this gut feeling there's something not right with her. Lots of people called the police on Brian. I mean, I don't like Brian, but I wouldn't call the police on him for pooping on scope. Wait, she called the police on Brian because he pooped on scope? The only way I would call is if I saw um, personally harm being done. I'm a mandated court reporter. Me too. It's so wrong to try and ruin someone's way of supporting their family. Plus, his fiance is pregnant. Yeah, that is really fucked up. She's good friends with Julie Purper. Yes, I know she's good friends with Julie Purper, but you know what, you guys? I think she claims to be good friends with a lot of people. She's good friends with Julie Purper. She's good friends with Wings now, right? Her and Steven are super tight. And in fact, she's what, talking to Lulu too? Is that right? Or did Don Law just make that happen? I don't know, but I know who my friends on here are on here. And it's not, there's not all those people. It's just she called because he threatened to kill his parents. Well, I guess we could let that pass. What do you think, Crafty? But calling the coroner's office to verify Tina's death? Why? Why? I love that as a troll, I can poop all I want while on scope and y'all never know. I get it. I don't mind her, but then again, I don't pay much attention. He even freaked me out, not enough to call anyone, though. It's her behavior in totality that's the issue for me. Yes, I agree, Jackie. No, she called to verify he was in custody, 5150, mama. Okay, that's Nina. Is that right? So you're saying that Heather called to verify that Brian was in custody for 5150? Why is that any of her business? Man, if the cop CPS colors would GAF about people in their real life communities. Okay, is that true that Heather called to verify it was a 5150? But why is that any of her business? We both discussed this the other day. I had the same feeling. She initiated the call telling them, "Oh god, I thought she called for help, not to verify the outcome." Okay, so someone called the police because Brian said he was gonna kill his parents, and Heather took it upon herself to call afterwards to see if he was on a 5150 hold. Why would she need to make that phone call? Like, okay, so for sure Heather is way, way, way too involved in stuff. Heather, honey, I know you're listening. I know you're listening to me, Heather, and if you're not listening to me, you're gonna listen to the replay because I'm gonna leave it up. Girl, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know how old your kids are, and I don't know how long you've been married, but you need to take a step back. And you need to say to yourself, what's going on in my life that I don't want to deal with, that I am involving myself in all this stuff on scope? Am I right or am I right? And I'm not saying anything about your personal life, but I'm just saying there is no way. If I had a husband and kids, small kids, I mean, I have 2 kids here, one's 23 and one's 26, and even adult kids here, you hear asking questions. They don't need me, but, they see I'm on scope, so they have questions to ask me. There is no fucking way I would be that. First of all, I wouldn't even fucking be on scope while my kids were awake. It would be my if I had time in the evening after they went to bed, then I might come on here and this would be like my what is it called? What is it called? My outlet. It would be like my outlet. But honestly, even late at night after the kids go to bed, you would think that you'd wanna be with your husband, but who knows? Maybe he travels a lot. Maybe she's a military wife. I don't know. Maybe he's out to sea. Maybe he's working in another country. I don't know. I'm not gonna assume anything. All I know is that she is way too involved on this app. Way, way too involved. Why? Like, why is she so involved? I don't get it. They are passing laws and legislation about all this. I know, listen, the courts are gonna catch up with all this. Absolutely, they're going to. She knows a lot of Perry details about people in scope. Yeah, something's not right. There is definitely something wrong with her. I hope she's not military because loose lips sink ships. Maybe her husband's a Bernie supporter and they don't talk much. I don't know, but she's overstepping. Heather, you need to back off. You need to get out of Steven's life, leave him alone. You can't fix him. We already discussed that tonight. You need to stop calling the coroner's office when people die on here. You need to stop calling hospitals and verifying 5150s. You need to stop looking into people's businesses. And then when you think you have the right business information, maybe you don't and you're passing wrong information. You need to stop saying that a man was in a bathroom dancing naked in a public restroom when he was actually in a one person stall. The door was locked and he took his shirt off and was being a goofball and dancing around. You need to stop. Poor Tim. Yep. That was terrible. He was scared. Remember that? Sort of. It's sort of an apology scope. I was apologizing for Steven for blocking him before I got to hear his side of the story. I don't know how old she is, Kelly. I'm guessing that I don't know, but some people need Reem to come and smash their devices. Oh my God, Smudge just farted. Nice. Well, Steph, it's drama. My 2 scopes tonight have been drama. Crafty, good point. I usually delete DMs and don't look at them. Yeah. So anyway, the cat's out of the bag. Something's not right with Heather. She's involved in way too much stuff, too much of a busybody, too many DMs, too many phone calls, too many calls to outside. She's way too involved in people's lives outside of Periscope. She needs to stop. That's my advice, Heather. I mean, I'm sure you won't listen to it, and I'm sure I'm gonna get trashed with whoever it is you're friends with, Wings, Dr. Bud, Don Lod. I don't know. I don't know. Llama Balls puts her cats in bags. No, but I actually did throw a hermit crab. Which Jay guy? Who's Jay? Is she here? No, she was here earlier. It hasn't been all drama. You showed us your balls. It's true. I did show you my balls. Hey, Missy. Thank you. Plus, I'm almost 40. She acts like voice of reason and goody two shoes on Collins. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't. Jay, the one who harasses women. No, I never got harassed by Jay. Maybe I'm too old. I love that church accomplished moving shit from one set of trash bags to the other. Hold on, I gotta take my blue. Hello? Hello? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Okay, so who knows the J guy? That crazy fucking J guy that harasses women. Remember, we're always
Why
blocking
hasn't Jay
him.
harassed me? That's what I want to know. I'm a woman.
No, he's bad. He claims
Oh,
like
okay.
he's had sex with kids. He likes children.
Ew,
Um,
that's disgusting. I'm glad. I take it back. I do not want Jay to even have anything to do with me.
yeah, he changes his name from a whole bunch of um stupid fucking J something, Jay the gamer. Right. Okay. So Jay the gamer, um, I found out that he came on here because Heather invited him to basically, without checking him out, to help her with pedos in children's rooms. It turned out that by Heather not checking, he actually likes kids. So he was in the little fucking group or whatever. And
Oh, God.
yeah, yep. And that's the way that fucking Jay got invited and fucking
Jeff,
started
shut the
harassing
fuck
all the
up.
fucking girls on in our fucking community. That's not. I didn't think it was fucking funny, and it was bullshit. Because how can you fucking really like have someone help you with helping children when you're not fucking finding out who the fuck they are. So now Lene and all these women have problem with this fucking idiot, and I guess he threatened to kill himself or whatever, but he was going into the kids rooms pretending to help, but he was basically in there just to you know
Oh, guys, wait, Heather's back. She's back. Heather, I was just giving you some tips. I hope you heard them from the lobby. But before that happens, Jeff just said Heather's live. She's on the phone with Hermit Crab Protective Services and I'm done for.
oh Jesus.
Heather, did you really call the coroner's office when Tina died? Is that true? Girl. Oh, she says, look, she's questioning that. Listen, Heather, dude, you need to stop taking things off the app. Seriously. You looked into that guy's business, Josh's business? No, because she's not on
Pipe
here. She's in the
call.
chat. So, okay, so let's go over this. She's called the coroner when Tina died. Why? Why would you call the coroner when Tina died? There's no reason to make that phone call. Nobody called the coroner. Nobody called the coroner when Sarah died. Nobody called the coroner when Brian died. Nobody called the coroner when Candyman died. Like, nobody did that. Heather called an exterminator and is directly responsible for the mass murder of 3,000 insects. What else? Heather called to verify that Brian was under 5150. I just want to go over the charges here. Did you call and try to verify that Brian Peterson was being held on a 5150? Oh, praise Jesus. She's coming up in the beam.
All right, I'll let her talk.
She said Josh had a D biz rating that was fake info and she ran with it.
No,
didn't
I've
fact.
never looked up Josh's information, and that wasn't me making those comments. No, let's see, what's the other stuff? Where's all this coming from?
The coroner's office with Tina?
I did call the coroner's office.
Why?
Because I wanted to see if that was her, because I didn't believe that she was dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
But
about Brian
I never
Peterson?
called
Did
to
you
look
make a phone call with Brian Peterson to
No, I didn't
verify?
make a phone call to find out if he was on a 5150. No.
Oh, okay. What else here? Oh, yeah. She
I
initiated
did
the
not
call
initiate the call that Tim Cole was a pedo. I didn't initiate that call. No.
She said that last night
I
in
was
Mikey's
actually
scope about
talking to
Josh's
him.
biz.
I was actually talking to him, and I was
They
judged for
said
that one.
you said last night in Mikey Punk's scope about Josh's business.
Yeah, I brought that up. Yes. Because
Okay.
Keen was showing that on his scopes. That doesn't mean I dug it up. I don't dig up people's business stuff. I don't care about that.
So can you like keep stuff on the app, Heather? I mean, like
I do
you
keep
seriously,
stuff on the
I'm
app.
being listen,
I do.
I'm being
That's
totally
why
honest with you right now.
You're just like with the stuff that you're believing with Steven. You want to believe that.
Yeah, I opened the scope hoping Steven would come up and so I could just ask him. But because I unblocked him, but
He
he's
said it in
obviously
Don Laud's
asleep
scope. I have a voice message of him saying it.
Well, I would prefer it if he came in here and I could talk to him. But anyway,
yeah, that would
here's
be
my
great.
thing.
I would love if he did that. But
Dude,
I
listen
don't
to me.
I don't look into people's businesses.
You have too much time on your hands. I don't understand
No,
it.
I actually
like, honestly,
don't.
Yeah,
No.
you really do.
No, I
You
called
really
for
do.
because I wanted
Just
to see if that was
babysitting
Tina.
Steven.
I'm what?
How do you have time for that? Like, why are you all involved in this stuff? Why did you call the coroner's office? Why would you do any of that stuff? If I die on
I
here,
just told you.
not
I just
one.
told you.
Let me
I
tell you,
wanted to
one
see if that
person
was
on
Tina,
here.
that if she was
One
really
person
dead
on
instead
here.
of. I wanted to see if Tina was really dead instead of seeing all these things. Everybody's scoping about it. Oh, she's dead. She's dead. I didn't believe it. I was friends with Tina.
So
It was
did a
another
whole bunch
thing.
of other people didn't believe it, but they didn't fucking call the
Well,
coroner's
that's your
office.
opinion.
Like, dude, that's like yeah, it's fucked
great.
up. It's weird. Why?
Because I wanted to know if she was for myself. I didn't believe what everybody was saying. I was upset about it.
I didn't believe it when I found out that Sarah passed away or Brian passed away, but it never occurred to me to pick up the phone.
People.
Of course, I know you don't know them, but what I'm saying is she was a personal friend of mine. I was very close with her on this app. And when I heard that she was dead, not once in a million years did I ever think to pick up the phone and call anybody to verify it.
Okay.
Like, this is all, like, you don't even see that this is weird, odd behavior. You're like, you need to take a step back.
Find out for myself instead of believing what a bunch of people are saying, because there were so many stories. Like, people said that Wings had a heart attack and fell and killed her dog, and everybody believes it. It's like there's always something. I mean, there's people saying this and saying that, just like this whole thing of, I said this stuff about LuluB, which I didn't, but you're believing that piece of it. But
Yeah,
then you're
until
sitting
I
there,
talk to
you
Steven,
you
because
want
here's
to
the thing I
believe
know
that
about.
piece, but then you sit there and talk about Steven saying all these other things. But that part you want to believe.
Okay, so here, let me tell you something about Steven. And I have a tiny bit of experience dealing with someone who is similar to Steven. And what I know
talk
about
to Steven
that
all day. I don't co-sign his bullshit. I don't sit there and coddle his ass. I tell him to leave this woman alone. Do not mention her. Do not go at her. You're going to end up busted and getting in deep, deep shit if you keep going after her. If you do, that's the thing I don't want him to see, knowing that he is. I don't want to see him get arrested for something like that.
The thing about Steven is, or the thing that I think that this is how I perceive Steven. I don't think Steven would intentionally lie. I think I heard the message from Steven where he admits she didn't say it. Yeah, I'd love to just like ask him. I really would. I'd love to ask him.
Well, you can ask him, but you can also hear his voice saying it, but I don't want to share his DMs. I sent the voice message to a few people so they can hear it. And he also admitted
Okay.
it himself that he's sorry that he said that. He knows I didn't say it. But that's Steven. I mean, that's the thing. I said, you can't lie like that, man. You can't do that. And then
Okay.
to throw my
But
name in every scope, it's just wrong. You don't do that.
so my question to you is why do you want to be involved in all this stuff? Why are you interested in Josh's business? Why are you like I don't
I'm
understand. I
not
mean, you're
interested
married
in
and have kids. I don't
I'm
and
not
a job,
interested in
right?
all that stuff. I'm not interested in it's not no. I mean, that's
You
your
are
opinion. You're going to
busy.
have your
You're a busy
opinion.
girl on this app. No, 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 it's not an opinion anymore.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
not.
It's an opinion.
Mm-mm. You're really busy around on this app. It's weird. I'm sorry, but the call in the coroner's office, mm-mm. And you're right on here saying, no, it's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, there is.
No, I'm not. I'm just, you asked me a question and I answered it. I'm not going to lie about it.
So if somebody in your real life, if you heard that somebody in
If
your real
somebody in my
life
real
passed
life, if
away,
they passed away, would I want to find out if they died? Absolutely. Why would I
so
not call to
okay,
find
so
out?
I just heard not too long ago that somebody in my life passed away.
Okay.
Never in a million years did it occur to me to call the coroner's office. So what I did was I waited, and after about 2 days, I did a Google search, and there was the obituary. Now that would
I
I
know it
think
was
would be
Boofy. That's
normal.
why I've been telling him since then to leave people alone. That's the thing. I don't sit there and call his parents and do his stuff like, oh, Steve, I don't do. It's completely. Dr. Bud has his own thing with him. I'm completely different. It's nothing even like that. I don't
Okay,
sit
so
there and.
my
Mm-mm.
my point in all this is that there are the people on this app, including you,
Mm-hmm.
don't know where to draw the line, and there are no boundaries, and people are spilling into people's personal lives, into their businesses, into their jobs,
I don't go into
into medical
anybody's
stuff,
jobs. I
and
don't even Google people's stuff off this app. I don't give a shit. I don't do that. I don't do that.
okay, so more,
I
so
can't
so
I
you
can't
didn't
play
look
it
at
for
that
her
guy's.
because it's on this device. I only have one device. I can't.
I would never want anyone from the internet calling. Okay, so here's my thing. Oh my god. I feel like I'm just gonna go round and
And I
round with her,
understand that. I
and I'm wasting
understand
my
that,
time.
Kimberini, but that's the thing is Tina didn't have anyone and Tina didn't have I mean I was actually speaking with her at that point. So I was like blown away to hear that. So yeah, I wanted to find out for myself. I called and that was a wrap. I mean, that's I can't
Yeah,
deny that.
that is inappropriate. Sorry, it's inappropriate. You should
Okay.
not have called the coroner's office. It's overstepping. I'm sorry, but again, lots of people on here have been close with people on this app, and they never called the fucking coroner's office. What happened was people waited for a couple of days, and eventually the obituary showed up on the internet. But what you're saying is, for whatever reason, you felt entitled to call the coroner's office and get your question answered, and that is overstepping.
Well, I called in because of the whole thing that I brought some predator to the app. I didn't bring any predator to the app. That guy was attacking people on Periscope before. Like, I did not bring him to the app. I that's what I called because that's just ridiculous. I mean, all these that's just ridiculous. I mean, you can ask me a question, I'll answer it. I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, yeah, I did call the coroner. I don't take, I mean, if that's
You
deemed
had
as
him in your
taking
group
something
chat.
off the app, just when
It absolutely
I
is.
was
So
blown
no
away.
phone
I
calls. You
didn't
didn't
think
make
she was
any phone
dead.
calls
How
regarding
many
Brian
times did they
Peterson at
say that
all?
Tina died? Like, how many times have people said that? And that was the time that she messaged and asked me to pray with her, you know, and 2 days later, she's dead. I was shocked. Sorry. I wanted to know.
And so you didn't make any phone calls regarding Brian Peterson?
I did not call to see if he was on a 5150. No, not at all.
Oh, so you didn't call, did you call the police on him or anything?
Did I call the police when he was threatening to kill his mother? Would you call the police if you heard that somebody was threatening
I
their mother
guess.
to
I don't
stab
watch
them in the
Brian
head?
Peterson.
What would you do? I don't watch Brian Peterson either.
Well, here's my question to you. Why I mean, I would ask anybody, why would anybody even be watching Brian Peterson, knowing what he's like? I mean, God, I don't even know. It was so long ago.
I did. That's not any of my business. I don't care what they did with him afterwards. My concern was that he was going to hurt.
FC. Listen, I'm not trying to change her.
That's none of my business. I
I'm not
didn't
change her. I've been saying for a long time, and I've been saying for a long time on this app that people are crossing lines, and she's one of them. So if I have an opportunity to talk to somebody who keeps crossing lines on the app and maybe reiterate that this isn't, I mean, somebody in the chat just called you the female conger. I mean, doesn't that make you feel like shit? Do you know who
I'm not the
Conger is and
female
what he
conger.
does?
I don't scope on people 24/7. I don't sit there and dig up their information and send things around saying, hey, look, here's this person. Look what I found out on that person. I don't do anything like that. I don't do anything like that.
So if you were not invested in Brian and didn't watch his scopes,
If
why
I
get
see
involved
a
in
scope,
calling the
no, I'm not
police?
invested in Brian. If I see somebody, just like a few other people that are actually in here right now, that have, if they see someone saying, I'm going to commit suicide, I'm going to hurt myself, that absolutely, I'm going to make a call. And he did end up in custody. I mean, he threatened to kill his mother. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the first I've ever heard of it tonight. I don't watch Brian. I just don't watch him. I mean, I haven't watched him, and I didn't even know he was still around. Brian
Yeah, it's a
needed police
shame
that
that he
night,
is.
but I did not call. Jeff is simple. Every person who has anything going on, she's the first to call or jump involved, it seems. Well, again, Mock, didn't you send Freedom's info? Yes, that's true. When the consensus was that Freedom was possibly in danger or hurt, yes,
Absolutely.
I forwarded her address to Gina, and everybody basically in that scope I'm not even going to rehash it. I just told you yes. I was in the room with Tim Cole. You hushed him and immediately told him to contact you privately. Why? That's New York Baseball 36.
No, I never said hush and to contact me. Nope.
I just wouldn't know. Well, I remember what happened with Tim Cole, and that was shitty.
So what were you saying with
anyway,
your story
my point
before
to
that?
you,
Before that was brought up, what were you talking about? Was somebody that you forwarded their information to help them because you thought
someone
they
was
were in
asking
danger?
me. Someone was
Right.
asking me
Right.
about that.
Right, and you were talking about it, but then you read the comments.
Correct.
So you did that to help somebody because you knew that they were in danger?
Oh, you don't know that story? I'm surprised
No,
you don't know
I
that
don't.
story.
I don't
You know everything
know.
else.
No, I don't know that story because, no, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, is there some reason you need to know it? I'm sure you can ask
Well,
somebody and they'll tell you.
you were just talking about it, so I just figured,
I've been dragged for months because of that.
Yeah, I don't.
In
I mean,
fact,
if you felt that you did
because
something
of
to help
that,
somebody, if you
because
felt
of-
that somebody was in danger and you did something because you know that, what if something was to happen to him, but you knew that it was going on, and say something did happen to him, would you feel good about it later if you knew that it happened but didn't do anything about it?
That's exactly why. And I did not make a phone call, mind you. I never would. I don't particularly care for Freedom. She's threatened to have the health department called on me after that, but I did not make the phone call. Gina made the phone call, so you might want to ask her about that, since
Well,
you're
good for
obviously
her.
trying to turn things around on me.
I'm not. You were just talking about it, so that's why I
Y-
didn't know the story.
Yeah. So here's my thing. I'm not going to waste my time.
No, I'm not a
What?
racist.
What? Kyle's here? Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna
Right.
drop. But I just wanted to address that whole thing with the predator.
Oh no. So what I was going to say is, and you don't have to listen to me, but I mean,
no, I'll listen.
I'm not the only one that feels the way I feel about you overstepping and getting too involved in stuff. And so I'm speaking out about it now. You know, you can choose to listen to me or not, but I think just the coroner's call alone
Mm-hmm.
is way overstepping your boundaries. You just don't do that. I'm sorry. Again, what I was going to say on here is that if something happens to me and you guys hear that I've died, there's probably maybe two people on here that I have told, okay, you know, you can call my family, you can get in touch with my dad or whatever, and that's it. If people on this app hear that I have croaked or whatever, and you guys start fucking calling fucking strangers like you or anyone else that is not like part of my personal like friendship circle on here starts calling, that's fucking overstepping the boundaries. And I know you're saying you're close with Tina, but Tina was close with a whole bunch of people,
And yes,
and they
Nina,
didn't
he
call the
was.
fucking coroner's office.
And Nina, yes, he said that he was reporting accounts that were of underage scopers, and but what was told later on is that he was already attacking the soul side of the app unbeknownst to me. I did not bring him to Periscope.
Oh, God.
I did not bring him to this community. So all those things were already shown when he was going after all those people and making threats.
Anyway, again, thanks for answering the questions. I just don't understand how you have this much time to be this to number one, know all the stuff that's going on by watching all the scopes. I mean, I am completely lost. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know
honestly,
everything.
I don't even know who
everything that's
Josh
going on
is.
in all the scopes clearly because I had no idea. I didn't even know that story. I don't know everything that's going on.
No, I'm talking about like now.
What do you mean with now?
I mean, like Brian. I mean, you were in his scope, so you knew to call the police on him. This Josh guy and his business and all the
Brian, I
stuff
was
you were
told to go
saying in
into that
Lori's
scope by
scope.
another group of people that I talked
My
to in
question
regards
is,
to people if they're
dude,
in danger.
you're married and have a family. How do you have time? Like, I have a full-time job and 2 adult kids, and I don't have time to even know all the scenarios going on here. And you do. And not only that, but you're babysitting a full-grown man
No, I'm not
who's got
babysitting
either
him.
autism.
Answering a
He's on the
message from him
spectrum and he's
once in a
got
blue moon is
issues.
not I've never once said that I do what Dr. Bud does with him. Never once has I said that. I take a message from him here and there, and I would tell him what he was doing is wrong, and that was it.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm the one. That's where Queen Relio. I'm the one that's up here right now, so of course it's going to be me. It's just adds to it the narrative.
Aquanet, I challenge you. Go back and see. You next week you see, am I on here at all? I have a full-time job. I'm on in the morning when I get ready,
I'm not
sometimes on
on at all.
Terraphobic scopes.
I'm not
And
on
I don't
at
get
all
back on.
during
I
the
don't get home
afternoon
until
whatsoever.
8 o'clock.
And when
8 o'clock at night.
take the kids to their sports practices, I sit there for hours, and because I do that 4 times a week. And then I'll sit on here and I'll watch this, or I'll look at YouTube or Pinterest and go back and forth on it. But yeah, just watch during the day. I'm not on.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in and listening and answering the questions and all that.
And if you
again,
would like that voice clip of
personal...
Steven saying that he was lying and he apologizes for saying that LuluB was a sex addict, if you'd like that, I could send it to you.
Yeah, I would love to
ask
know where he got the sex addict, where he got the sex addict thing from.
I don't know where he got that from, but it wasn't from me. I wouldn't say that about him.
Because
knowing her history, I know that she's not a sex addict. I've never said that. I said she was flirty.
No,
and her and I had that discussion.
That's what I mean. I'm wondering where he got the sex addict thing
I
from.
don't know. But I don't agree with anything that he does when it comes to making threats or going after people.
Yeah.
I just hope that he realizes what he's doing.
You had a lot of negative things to say about Lulu a week ago, though. It was all her fault.
And I actually,
blah, blah,
and somebody
blah.
had
let him on. What was it? She let him on.
I did. And her and I spoke. We spoke about that. We actually talked a few days ago. It was nice, and her and I are in a good place with that. So
Well, I think that's really nice.
it is.
All right.
All right. Have a good
Anybody
night.
else? Anybody else got questions? Well, to be fair, several people have said she let him on. Right? My BFF wouldn't even do that. They would call my fam. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I feel the way I do, and she doesn't feel she is doing anything wrong or has done anything wrong. She is fine with calling the coroner. Just to recap, she's fine with calling the coroner to verify Tina's death, even though everybody, waited. It's not really any of their business. Let's see what else. She was fine with calling the police on Brian. He was taken into custody that night. I don't even know what else. I don't know. My point in all of this is that, well, Steph, I do have every other Friday off, and also I do take vacation every now and then. And that person who said that they've seen me on during the day quite a bit is probably talking about, who was it anyway? Let me unmute them. Let me see. Unmute. Okay, there we go. So let me just oh yeah. I don't know if they yeah, if they're talking about me. So I have a full-time job. I'm rarely on here during the day. I do work a condensed work week. Not that I owe any explanation to you guys, but I'm off every other Friday, and I was off for 16 days over the holidays. So yes, exactly. So yes, I was on during the day over the holidays a lot because I was off work for 16 days. Yeah. You need to say your piece. Well, I needed to say my piece, and she's not listening to me. Honestly, I don't get it, but whatever. That was a response to that comment. Oh, you didn't, Heather, get mixed up with that kid with the TBI. Uh, what kid with the TBI? There was a kid on here. Oh, Will. Are you talking about Will? I don't know. Did she get involved with him too? Honestly, I don't know. God damn, the list is never ending. Will, he's not on here anymore. He was a sweetheart. I think she got too offended. She did get too offended to listen, and she just talks over. She was talking over, and then when I would try to talk to her, she'd be answering the comments instead of listening to me. So she sent him adult coloring books. What? Well, I mean, that's just sending. TBI stands for traumatic brain injury. Will suffered a traumatic brain injury. Stephen is just too much to take on. No one should be messing with Steve. No one should be trying to fix Stephen. No one. People need to block Stephen. To be honest, I unblocked him because I just have. I'm sorry, but I guess I don't know. I feel like even if Stephen did say that he was that nobody told him that LuluB was a nothing's bad about. Oh, what's bad about Steven? Steven has boundary issues too. Block him and don't allow him. Yeah, he's been blocked, but he just got a new account. But my big thing is, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like Steven might have been coerced into saying that 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 MAGA Heather did not tell him that LuluB was a sex addict, and that MAGA Heather did not tell him that it was LuluB's fault. And I feel like he might have been told to say that to save face for someone. What constitutes getting involved with someone on here? Josh, I found you the night you called the police. Then a few hours later, I don't know. He normally wouldn't come up with that word. It's just weird. Some people are more empathetic. Yeah, but mind tease, you can't help people on here. You can't help people. You can't fix people on here. I mean, Steven, what Steven's doing with Lulu now is the exact same thing that he did with Fly Girl. It's the exact same thing that he did with Boofy. I mean, it's similar. Boofy, I mean, Boofy was friends with Steven. She tried to help him too, and we all know how that ended. So again, I already asked Heather, and she said, "I don't know. I guess I don't know why I think I can help him. Nobody can help Steven. Nobody. We're not qualified. No one on Bud's not qualified. Heather's not qualified." And based on his past record, I would not want him having any way to contact me outside the app other than adding me in a scope. Well, I'm very empathetic myself, but I'm not an idiot either. I'm
Hello.
extremely empathetic and I like to help people, but I wouldn't touch Steven with a 10-foot pole.
Oh God.
I'm not qualified.
So so on the subject of the LuluB Steven thing, and did she call her whatever a sex addict? She sent it to me and I heard it, and it's got the full it's got the audio of Steven, and it's got the Snapchat conversation. She says to Steve, and I asked her, "Do you want me to tell them?" And she said yes. So I'm going to tell you. Everything else, I don't know anything about. But basically, Steven, she sends Steven a message and says, "I did not say that. You need to correct this right now." He says, "Okay, I'm sorry." And then he says in the audio, he's like, "I'm sorry, I was confused," because she tells him, "I never said that. I said that she flirts with men." And then he apologizes and he's like, "I'm sorry, I was confused." Now I can pull it up and play it if you want to.
Okay, so that actually just reiterates what I just said. I think he was coerced into saying I made a mistake. Sorry, that's my feeling on that.
Yeah,
She may not have used the exact word sex addict, but we don't he obviously, "I'm sorry. You need to
right.
correct that." She said to him, "You need to correct that."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to pull it up on
I mean,
my iPad if you guys want to hear it. If you don't, it doesn't matter. This is what it is. I got sent this. This is what I got sent.
See, listen to Boofy, okay? She was a friend to Steven. So Boofy would have been the equivalent of what Heather is to Steven right now. I tried, but I learned. And then I drew an uncrossable boundary. No more contact ever, no games. Now, Boofy's been really quiet. And I know a little bit about what happened behind the scenes with Boofy. So, when I told Heather today that she can't fix it, she can't help him, that was kind of a nice way of saying,
Right.
I know what he does to women when they try to befriend him and try to help him, and it ends very badly for the woman.
Right. No, I agree. So, okay, so I just pulled it up, and this is what it says. "Steven, I never called LuluB a sex addict. You need to correct that now. I said she was flirty with men. A sex addict," and then she explains, "a sex addict is a person who has sex every day with a stranger even." And he says, "Oh shit, sorry." She says, "No, she isn't one. And yes, it does matter. You need to correct this as soon as possible." Here's the audio. This is his response. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, hold on. I don't know why it's not playing. Hold on. I'm having technical difficulties.
By the way, your scope earlier tonight was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And I was so impressed with your vernacular. And I just wanted to use the word vernacular because you used so many wonderful words that I had to look up.
You're so funny. You're so funny. Okay, I don't know why it's not playing. Merd. I have it. It's loaded. Maybe it's gotta warm up. Vernacular is a great word. So is nomenclature. I love that word, nomenclature. Holy crap. It won't play. Well, this was a total fail. I can send it to you. Or I don't know. Can I send it to you? I don't know.
Even if you were qualified, whatever that means, nobody is going to help. Yeah, no one's going to help anybody on the app unless they want to help themselves.
I'm gonna reload.
It's like telling somebody they're fat and they need to lose weight. If you tell me I'm fat and I need to lose weight, does that mean that I'm going to lose weight because you said I'm fat and need to? No. I'm going to lose weight and go on a diet when I am absolutely disgusted with myself and I can't take it anymore. Just like my dad with smoking. Dad, you need to quit smoking. You know, am I going to get him to quit smoking? No, I can't.
Oh, yeah. Play it in the beam then, Gavin. Thanks. I don't know. My iPad's old. PayPal me. Kidding. Okay, yeah. Let Gavin up to play it. I don't know why it's not loading on my iPad. But yeah, you should hear it, you know, if nothing else. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, babe. Bye. I'll come back in the
Bye.
chat.
All right. Is Gavin coming up on the beam or something, or is he going into his scope and gonna play it or something? I don't even know what's going on. Yeah. You were Oh, beam, okay. People talk to Steven and he hears to respond, not to take in what they say. Yes, exactly. Steven doesn't listen. He has his own agenda, you know, he's coming. Okay. I mean, I'm not a friend to Steven, and I don't plan to be a friend to Steven, and I don't plan to have any contact with him. But I have said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'm sure it falls on deaf ears with him. He's not going to listen to me. Steven needs anger management. It's not going to fix all of his problems, but he needs anger management and coping mechanisms so he doesn't explode like he always does.
So listen to this. Here's what I got sent.
Okay.
Tomorrow, when Don Locke goes live, tomorrow night. I told him that you should go there and speak up. Okay, I apologize. Okay, she flirts with men. I thought you meant she has a sex addiction type thing. I apologize. And yes, you are a friend, and I am a friend to you. You're not a troublemaker, but you do say things that are true, and you. Okay, I'm sorry. But tomorrow, when Don Locke goes live, tomorrow night. I told him that you should go there and speak up. Okay, I apologize. Okay, she flirts with men. I thought you meant she has a sex addiction type thing. I apologize. And yes, you are a friend, and I am a friend to you. You're not a troublemaker, but you do say things that are true, and you. Okay.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope everybody heard that.
I heard that, and I have my opinions on it.
Everybody does.
Oh, wow, that was interesting. Yeah, he was told. I mean,
Okay,
I don't.
thanks, Ma.
What do you?
Well, I'm going to drop.
All right, thanks. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? We all know the words he's capable of. If you engage, then you're asking for it for views. Yeah, he was told he needed to correct it. You know, it was kind of like that. I didn't say that. I said that she flirts with men. Yeah, I feel like it was. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Because I had to correct Elena, um, last night. I think it was last night because she said, "Yeah, you know." Someone was saying, "Well, everybody knows she's a sex addict." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean everybody knows she's a sex addict? I didn't know she was a sex addict. What the fuck? Has she been on?" Well, we've seen her scopes. And that's when I said, wait a minute. So she scopes and says that she's a sex addict? Well, no, no, no. That's not it, you know? I don't even know what the fuck is going on because I don't care. Well, I just want people to stop and get some fucking boundaries. Call in the coroner's office and I'm sorry. It's just not like it's too much. Too much. Any attention is his goal, whether negative or positive. He feeds off of it. He can't. No, right. So yeah, he's got. I think Delana meant to call herself a sex addict. um, he has impulse control issues, absolutely. But you know, I'm kind of. That doesn't surprise me. Um, I really think that Steven would benefit from anger management. I don't think it's going to fix anything, a lot of things, but I think that it would help if he found coping mechanisms when he gets so mad that would keep him from exploding the way he does. Exploding inappropriately, too. I'm calling the caramel company to see if you have an outstanding balance. My mother was a sex addict. She had over 600 kids. Her vag was wider than the gap in Spree's teeth. Oh my God. Friends are who you engage with in real life. This is an app. That's right. Before he got blocked in your scope earlier tonight, while he was talking, she yelled at him, "Stop." Oh, she was yelling at Steven to stop? Well, he was getting out of control in my beam, so I dropped him off the beam and blocked him. He's unblocked now, but I'll probably reblock him. So lecturing him when he acts badly is still attention. It won't work. No, I mean that's the thing. It's not you. He needs to be off the app or blocked. And women should not engage with him at all. Anger management wouldn't help him. The approach they take anyway. He needs a behavioral therapist. Well, I don't know what. Listen, he's got anger problems, so I would think that anger management or coping mechanisms would help him. But I don't know anything about Steven except what I observe, and definitely his anger is inappropriate. So I would think anger management would help, but I do not know. I'm not going to assume that I know his diagnosis because I don't. And I don't think anybody on here knows Steven's diagnosis because I don't think he's gone around and told anybody what is wrong with him or what if anything is wrong with him or what his disabilities are. We don't know that. And since we don't know that, we can't make assumptions, but I will assume that somebody with that type of anger, that type of inappropriate outbursts would benefit from anger management. Most people with that kind of anger level would benefit from anger management. Now, if he's obviously got other things going on, then then I don't know. He might need a teddy bear to help him cope. I don't know. Again, I don't want to assume anything that's going on with him. I think depending on what's going on with him, anger management may not help. Who knows? No one on this app is educated and qualified to access Steven's needs. Turn the channel. Yeah, well, agreed. You'd be angry too if you had to walk around with huge patches of hair on your shoulders and back. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to reblock Steven. I'll block him now, actually, when I get off here. So I'm glad I came back on because it was good to hear that recording and it just reaffirms what I already thought. So I don't, after this scope, I don't feel any differently about Mega Heather. I feel the same way. I think she is too involved in too much shit behind the scenes. And I think that she is crossing boundaries on here. I do not think she should have called the coroner. I probably don't even think she should have called on Brian Peterson. Like, why? I mean, it's her business, but why would anybody? I don't even watch Brian Peterson. Honestly, I didn't even know anything about this shit with Brian until tonight. You'd be mad if a squirrel hit you in the head, too. Yeah. Listen, even squirrels don't like him. Oh my God. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.